पियोगी? कौन जा रहा है? किसी एक बंदे को भेजो, वहाँ से मेरा ब्यूटो पकड़ना है, वो खा लो तुम। वो वॉलंटियर बैचेस आपके पास है? जी जी, एक चाहिए।
Hello.
Everyone, if you could please be seated. अच्छा, ओके, इधर से, लेकिन ये ऐसे ही रख दूँ? ओके।
Actually, we had
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I request everyone to take their seats so that we can formally begin the proceedings of the afternoon. May I request all guests and dignitaries to please take their seats. All guests are requested to take their seats.
कैसे क्या पड़ेगा?
Please are requested to take their seats. Nuria, you can take over.
Okay. Everyone, if you could please be seated.
We have to start.
मेरे पास अभी यहाँ से बस यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे लोग आपको चाय वगैरह वाला खाली पीने देंगे ना, तो वो सही नहीं है। बेटर
Ladies and gentlemen, may I request everyone to take their seats. We are starting with the proceedings of the event momentarily. May I request everyone to take their seats. Ladies and gentlemen, in the middle aisle, may I request everyone to please take their seats. You can take the photographs later. Sir, please, if I may request everyone to take their seats. You'll have ample opportunity to take photographs after the event. Thank you. Everyone in the middle aisle, may I request everyone to take their seats. Please take your seats. Ushers, please help all the guests to take their seats. Thank you. Thank you.
प्लीज ठीक हो आ गई हैं वो।
Okay. Everyone, could you please be seated? Could you please clear the middle aisle? We have the chief guest arriving. Could we please request everyone to clear the middle aisle? if I may request everyone to be seated so we could start. Distinguished Vice Chancellors, dignitaries from the government, civil society partners, and all our esteemed guests, good evening and Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nuria Shiraz, and I have the distinct honor and profound privilege of welcoming you all to today's gathering, jointly hosted by Beaconhouse National University and the Higher Education Department from the Government of Punjab. We're gathered here to celebrate BNU officially becoming a drug-free campus and the launch of two transformative publications, From Risk to Resilience, the launch of BNU's Substance Use Control Program, and Campus Care, a guide to psychological first aid. This event is built in partnership on a shared commitment of excellence in education, because the work you're about to see does not belong to a single institution. It belongs to every university, every student, and every classroom in Pakistan. It is the commitment that shapes the future of our youth, the future of the nation, the prosperity of the nation, the prosperity of Pakistan. We're delighted to have you all here joining us in this momentous occasion. And we welcome specifically the presence of our chief guest, Senior Minister, Government of Punjab, Madam Maryam Aurangzeb, whose commitment to youth, health, and education speaks to her governance and action. Thank you for joining us. We're also honored to have Mr. Rana Sikandar Hayat, who's the Provincial Minister for School and Higher Education of Punjab. Thank you, sir, for joining us and for your leadership across higher education and reform. We're also here to show you a token of our gratitude for joining us, specifically the Vice Chancellors that took their time out to join us, faculty, dignitaries from the government, civil society, our corporate sector partners, academia, psychological experts, and all of those who joined us today. Thank you. Please accept our sincere gratitude as we warmly welcome you all. To bless the ceremony, we will start with the recitation of the Holy Quran. I would invite Mr. Momin Shahryar to kindly come forward. Mr. Momin Shahryar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. Translation. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All praise is for Allah, Lord of all worlds, Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have favored, not those you are displeased with, nor those who are astray. Ar-Rahman, the most compassionate, taught the Quran, created humanity, and taught them speech. The sun and the moon travel with precision, and the stars and the trees bow down in submission. As for the sky, he raised it high and set the balance of justice, so that you do not defraud the scales. Weigh with justice, and do not give short measure. He laid out the earth for all beings. In it are fruit, palm trees, and date stalks, and grain with husks, and aromatic plants. Then which of your Lord's favors will you deny? Jazakallah.
What a beautiful recitation to grace the ceremony. May I now request all dignitaries to please rise for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. We'll now proceed with discussing the run of the show. First, Vice Chancellor of BNU, Beaconhouse National University, Dr. Moeed Waseem Yusuf will deliver his address and present the strategic vision of the drug-free campus model, followed by the formal launch of From Risk to Resilience, the launch of BNU's Substance Use Control Program. After that, we'll have Ms. Sadia Nawaz Kahoot, who will present her insights into our second publication, Campus Care, a Guide to Psychological First Aid. We'll be privileged to hear a keynote address on higher educational policy and student well-being priorities next from our chief guest, Senior Minister, Government of Punjab, Her Excellency, Madam Maryam Aurangzeb. After that, we'll open our open mic session on interagency synergy for drug prevention, student well-being, societal impact, and best practices in higher education institutes. Our partners in this drug-free endeavor will have 1 minute each to share their valuable insights with us all. Moving forward, we would have our address from the guest of honor, the Provincial Minister for School and Higher Education for Punjab, the Honorable Rana Sikandar Hayat. And lastly, we would request your presence in a special viewing of our curated exhibit of impactful community service projects. These projects have been undertaken by 9 universities from across Lahore, including Beaconhouse National University, reflecting the growing role of higher educational institutes in fostering civic engagement and social responsibility among young scholars. And following this will be a delightful evening of reflection and networking. To begin, for the first address, let me reintroduce you all to Dr. Moeed Waseem Yusuf, Vice Chancellor of Beaconhouse National University.
Senior Minister, Government of Punjab, Maryam Aurangzeb Sahiba. Minister for School and Higher Education, Rana Sikandar Hayat Sahib. Secretaries, chairpersons, principals, and councillors, fellow vice chancellors, deans, BNU partners in this endeavor, ANF, medical practitioners, the police, the medical community present here today, dignitaries, excellencies, friends of BNU, members of the media, members of BNU's Board of Governors, Management Committee, BNU staff, faculty and students. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you to all of you for being here. Let me just begin by saying that every institutional leader has some passion projects which drive you to go beyond your day-to-day job, which drive you to wake up in the morning and come to work with excitement. This particular project, the drug-free campus, was my passion project, which became BNU's passion project immediately once we started talking about it. We've taken 3 years, and I know most of you still relate me to the policy world, but I have to tell you, when one student came to me and said, "You've saved my life," it was far better than anything else I've done in my entire career. And there wasn't one, there were many. You will hear from our counselor after this, who actually has a list of students who we brought back, thankfully, from the abyss. Today, by the way, we are not here only for the launch of these books. As Nuria just mentioned, we have an exhibit of community service projects done by students from 9 universities across Lahore. They are 9 only because the others are having exams. Otherwise, we would have had more. And this is really for the higher education department and colleagues from the government, because oftentimes people tell you, I know, and tell us, universities karti kya hai? So we actually thought we want you to see that universities are far more than just a classroom. And when you see the exhibit, you'll realize what kind of social impact universities are having in this city and province. I'm not going to summarize the book for you. Everybody has the book on their seat. If not, happy to provide it before you leave. I hope you'll spend time going through it. I just want to emphasize a few things and key takeaways. But before I begin, let me just say very categorically, there is no pretense here that BNU has done something that others have not done. Every university is quietly doing exactly what we've done. The reason we actually created these manuals is important to understand. When we went down this road, we felt alone. We actually had no model, no manual, no guide to tell us how to do this in our context in Pakistan. And so we decided that we are actually going to put this together as a starting point for our peer institutions to get a head start as they move in this direction, both in terms of a drug-free campus and managing psychological aid to students at universities. Some key points to ponder where we go wrong and from our experience. Number one, the moment you think of drug users as criminals, bad people, having gone astray, you've lost the battle. 99% of the times, drug users are victims. They are stuck, they want to get out, the society doesn't allow them, the taboo doesn't allow them, they can't talk to anybody, they can't find a way out of the predicament. So the very first lesson we learned was separate the law and order problem outside the four walls of the university from the need to solve the problems that our students face. What were the drivers of drug use? This is very important, and I think it's going to be common for all universities across Pakistan. 4 of them. The first one will surprise you because we talk about our social structures a lot. The biggest driver was broken family relationships and child abuse. So when we think of the home as the safe space, actually Sadia used to tell me, also think some students find safety here, not at home. So when you tell them don't stay in the hostel, go home, don't do that. Number 2, peer relationships. Relationships of power where you're bullied or you're a bully. At this age, romantic relationships gone wrong, that's the second category. The third category is something for us, our fellow vice chancellors and deans, to ponder. It's the generational gap on how we want to mentor students. We want to mentor students the old school way. Gen Z thinks that that is mental stress, torture, and harassment. So there's a lot that we also have to learn on how we need to deal with the next generation. And by the way, faculty feels equally stressed and tortured when they're dealing with Gen Z. But this was the third. And the fourth one, for all our universities, all of us try to bring diversity into our student body. BNU is very proud to say that we have a 50-50 gender ratio. And you must have seen one slide actually in this loop. We have students from across Pakistan. So the initial cultural shock makes them very vulnerable. Assimilation is something that we have to work on. None of these four will tell you that these are bad people doing bad things. These are good people stuck in something that they need help to get out of. So what is the solution? The solution is simply combining three things right here. If you can combine these three things in a stable equilibrium, the right mix, you've solved the problem. The moment somebody tells you enforcement, it's not going to work. I promise you, enforcement will not work no matter what you do, unless it is combined with empathy and constructive outlets. You have to lead with support and empathy. There were three things that we did, but only one of them is most important. We basically declared that if anybody volunteers and joins the BNU substance use control program, there will be no consequence. No matter whether you're a user, peddler, doesn't matter. But if we catch you when you haven't volunteered, enforcement will kick in. And there was hardly any student who didn't want to come forward. We just had to break the taboo and then provide them professional psychological services, and that's it. Constructive outlets is essentially what universities do, societies, clubs, sports, etc. But one thing I want to mention, and this is again a very, very important thing to note. This new generation wants to know that they are being heard. If you don't empower them, they will react. So what did we do? I won't suggest this is replicable, but let me say this. We have something called an e-portal at BNU. Every student can reach any head of the department or the vice chancellor with one click of a button, with a guarantee that I will personally respond within 24 hours. 99% of the times I respond with a no to whatever they're asking. But as long as they know that they've gotten a response, it's a completely different world for them. And finally, enforcement is necessary. There's no question about it, it's necessary. But it has to be in support of empathy, not as a standalone. There are two types of enforcements. One is on campus, that is linked to empathy. The second one is off campus, breaking the supply chain of drugs. And I have to tell you, I learnt a lot through this exercise. The kind of innovative means drug dealers have, there's a book to be written on that. It's just unbelievable. That has to be broken only in partnership with government institutions. And let me just say here categorically, the ANF and the police, if they did not work with us, we would not have done this. And so I want to thank, I know ANF is here, the police is represented. I'm very, very grateful for all your support. Let me also just point out a few things which we should and should not do. Number one, to the fellow vice chancellors and principals of colleges and schools, I felt that this would only work if the decision came from the very top and frankly came from the heart, not from the mind. Because it's a risky business. You will get phone calls you don't like. You will get into trouble sometimes. Students won't like it sometimes. They'll feel you're intruding privacy. You just have to keep going. And ultimately, it's not that difficult. Second, resources is not a make or break. This was a critical finding for me. It's not about money. It actually takes very little money. You've just got to make sure that you keep doing what you are doing. Two other things which I think are absolutely crucial. And one is for our government colleagues. And I say this in all humility and respect. Please don't ask universities to set up one committee after another committee, do a one meeting after another meeting. It doesn't help. There's no point. If we are asked to or forced to do anything that creates a drug-free campus but lowers our academic standards, I would say let drugs continue but don't do the other. Because our existence depends on quality education. And if the pressure is felt in a way that we have to reduce attendance standards, give leniency in marks, make sure that we don't sort of push the student, you're going to produce graduates who can't deal with the stress in professional life. Please understand, our job is not to remove stress. Our job is to teach them how to cope with stress. So it's very important that you understand that every university will have a different way of coming at it, but it's not going to happen through committees and meetings. It's going to happen through a process. So ask us how far we've gotten, but don't tell us how to do it, because every university will have a different way of getting there. And finally, the real solution here is a long-term culture of empathy and support within the university, and for that we are responsible. We as faculty have to make sure that we show empathy and support to students rather than continuing to use the old school mentality. Not once did BNU talk about moral policing. Not once did we mention morality, ethics. The only conversation we had was student well-being. 99% were suffering because of 1% who were doing something wrong. That's not acceptable. And second, legality. We built our entire narrative around it's illegal, so we are vulnerable as a university, we won't allow it, and it's about student well-being. That's it. Just these two things is what we focused on. It has nothing to do with extremism, terrorism, that all of that has to be kept separate. Finally, one request to our media colleagues. Bad things do happen at universities. Treat an exception as an exception. We've had very unfortunate incidents of suicide attempts and suicides in the last 3 or 4 months. If you make that a sensational story, universities won't be able to handle the pressure. So please work with us, because I'm speaking on behalf of all universities represented here. We want to work on these issues. We want our students to be healthy. It's our responsibility. And let me just end by saying, this is not a choice. I'm sorry to inform everybody, but we went through this process, collected a lot of data. There is hardly any institution that has escaped this problem. Drugs are pervasive, not only in universities, in schools. We have data to back this claim, so we all have to work together. And this isn't a choice, this is a contract that I have as the Vice Chancellor with every parent and every student, that I will do my best to keep a physically and psychologically secure space for you to study in. I just hope that this process that we've initiated creates a momentum for others to work with, because the first mover's disadvantage here is quite strong, but now I hope this manual will allow others to move forward. BNU is available to anybody. Let me also recognize at the end that the Punjab government has been super helpful to us. We already have a plan on how to move forward in terms of replicating this. I also want to thank the HEC. The chairman has recently created a nationwide committee of vice chancellors specifically on this issue to take this forward. So once again, thank you very much for taking the time. Let me end by expressing immense gratitude to the BNU team and the Higher Education Department team who have co-hosted this event with us. Let me thank the BNU team that made this possible.
too many names to take. Our student affairs department, our outreach department. We are blessed to have one of the best psychology schools in Pakistan. Dr. Rui is here. And virtually every member of the BNU community did something to achieve this. I also want to thank Kashmala and Minael who brought these books together. But at the end, I want to recognize two people by name because they are the ones who've done this. I'm only here to take credit. One was our counselor, who you'll just hear from, Sadia Nawaz. And the other one is our administration department, with their lead being Qazi Ahmed. Without these two people, honestly, this wouldn't have worked. And most importantly, thank you to our students who showed the courage to join the SUCP and kept us going. Otherwise, there was no point doing this. Again, thank you, ANF, police, all the partners. Chuktai Labs worked with us very closely, and all of you who've made this possible. And again, to the Higher Education Department, thank you for being here, and I sincerely hope this is the start and not the end of our journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moeed, our worthy Vice Chancellor, everybody, who was the former National Security Advisor of Pakistan and the man who led this initiative. Moving further now, I would like to invite Ms. Sadia Nawaz Kahoot to the stage. Ms. Sadia is the co-author of one of these transformative publications, a consultant clinical psychologist and BNU's former campus counselor. She was nominated for the THE Awards Asia in the Outstanding Support for Students category, and she'll present her insights on campus care, a guide to psychological first aid.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. It is a privilege and a deeply meaningful moment for me to stand here today, and as we celebrate the launch of these two interconnected works. I'm also grateful to all of you being here with us and for sharing this important milestone with us. Before I proceed, I want to quote a very wise, extremely intelligent, and insanely workaholic man that I had the privilege to work with, and he said something to me that became the cornerstone of these initiatives. He said, "Madam, let's do this not only for BNU, but as a service to humanity." He was none other than our very own Dr. Moeed Yusuf. While the Substance Use Control Program provides us with a comprehensive network that talks about prevention, intervention, recovery, and institutional response, this manual, Campus Care, a guide to psychological first aid for universities in Pakistan, focuses on the ability to provide immediate and compassionate psychological support to individuals who feel overwhelmed on campus. In fact, I see this manual as an extension to SUCP. SUCP bringing the vision of making university campus healthier, safer, and more supportive for the students. PFAU becomes its frontline compassionate response. As a consulting clinical psychologist and counselor who has been working with university students and staff for many years, I have witnessed firsthand the profound difference that timely psychological care can make. I have seen how a small, meaningful conversation given at the right time can make a person move from confusion to clarity, from chaos to calmness, from helplessness to hope, and from crisis to recovery. As we move forward, I would like to tell you that what this book is about, this manual is about, and why we have to make it like a thorough program that every university needs to have. The principles of psychological first aid are based on dignity, kindness, empathy, and the natural human ability to heal. And this particular manual has been developed with the best international practices in psychological first aid, and has been basically has been adopted, keeping in mind the cultural, social, and institutional realities. It is designed to be practical, evidence-based, and easily adaptable across diverse university cultures in universities in Pakistan. Both these initiatives basically are a continuum of care, so that every university campus is equipped with individuals who know how to respond in critical moments with compassion and empathy, and provide support to those who are under overwhelming distress or are in simple need of immediate support before any formal intervention. I would like to take this moment as to thank my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Moed Yusuf and Dr. Ruhi Khalid, whose guidance, trust, and encouragement and unconditional support made this journey not just invaluable and productive, but also provide me that professional rigor so that I could contribute to academia and to the wider community. Being an alumnus of BNU myself, this institution has always played a pivotal role in shaping my professional and academic journey. These projects, these initiatives are a very small but significant effort by me to give back to the institution that has given me so much. I would also like to thank, of course, my family, especially my late father-in-law, Major Rizwan Nazir, who have been proudest today to see me here. Thank you for your unwavering support, belief in me, your patience, and your support. This achievement belongs to you as much as it belongs to me. To conclude, I hope this book becomes a useful guide for those who support students and help us making university campuses safer, where everyone feels heard, supported, and cared for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Sadia, for sharing your insights. Moving on, distinguished dignitaries, it is my profound privilege to introduce our chief guest, the Senior Provincial Minister of Punjab, holding portfolios of planning and development, environment protection and climate change, forestry, fisheries and wildlife, and Chief Minister's special initiatives. A former Federal Minister of Information and Broadcasting, a Master's graduate of King's College London, and a leader who served a decade with the World Wildlife Fund before transforming Pakistan's media and education sectors. Honorable dignitaries, I request you to kindly rise and welcome with a warm round of applause Her Excellency, Madam Maryam Aurangzeb. Thank you very much, Nuria, for your very warm welcome and introduction. All the faculty members of BNU, the Beaconhouse National University, the vice chancellors from universities across Punjab, and lots of representatives I can see from the government departments. Secretary Home is sitting here, Secretary Higher Education. We have representatives from ANF, my friend Stettenson also here, and I can see lots of people from police department representatives here, and the students of Beaconhouse National University. Moed Yusuf, a friend, a colleague, and Qasim Kasuri also here, Ali Raza, Akhuwat, Saqib Saab, my old colleague also,
Senator Iqbal, Assalamu alaikum. I'm not taking names of each one of you who are present here, but I would like to begin by congratulating Moeed. And you were saying in your speech that the first mover disadvantage, I think you've changed that to first user, first mover advantage. And what a landmark initiative. I think the first thing that you've done to this challenge, which is faced by families, society, nation, communities, that you've started talking about it. And that's the first thing that can really add to what we are seeing today, the manual. And I don't see it as just a manual, a book that risks to resilience. I think this is the start, the first step to the journey that we all have become part of. So I would like to thank you for all your efforts, your team's effort, and Sadia Nawaz and Qazi also for being the most important part of this initiative, with all the team members, the faculty of the Beaconhouse National University. Why I say that? Because I've been part of the substance use, and the first assignment that I took back in 2013-14 was Parliamentary Secretary, Ministry of Interior, and narcotics was one of my tasks that I started working on rehabilitation centers across Punjab. And I worked with ANF back then, and I know how difficult it is to work on such a subject, to work on such a challenge that is being faced by our societies, because people don't talk about it. So one thing that I would want to congratulate BNU, with lots of other things happening at BNU also, which I know of. But this is something that is landmark initiative, I would say. So congratulations, each one of you. I will also begin by saying that the Chief Minister Punjab, Maryam Nawaz Sharif, there was no infrastructure whatsoever in terms of human resource, in terms of infrastructure department around this theme in Punjab. So she established first counter-narcotics force last year, and now it is present in all the divisions and districts of Punjab across the province. So they started working with universities to begin with higher education schools, and also the school education departments, because what we've seen and what the evidence says is that it begins from schools. And the supply chain that Moeed was talking about actually is something that has the first interface, unfortunately, at schools. And that is something that the Chief Minister started working with. And we've come a long way, which of course Rana Sikandar will tell you that how we have formed committees, how we have formed counseling groups, and how we have formed faculty around the ecosystem of substance use that we talk about. I think what you've done, Moeed, is that that will go beyond the campus. And it will go, of course, it will have multiplier impact. It will have its dividends to the society, to the families. I personally have first-hand experience with one of my family members who has been confronted. And you say a drug user or a student, of course, not as a victim, but as a health issue, and something that we all as a society should look from that lens, that we treat these people, because it's not just the student, it's not just one life, it's not just one substance user, it is the entire family, then the society. And I know what sacrifices and how we deal with such families as a social taboo. So we should come out of those shackles of that mindset and have a complete reset. And this is what I think this manual has done and will do, to have that impact on the families that have been confronted with, the society. And I think that what the Beaconhouse National University and the faculty has done as the first step, and we as government will facilitate you and will also benefit from your experience over this entire journey that you have just presented. And I think there's an opportunity for all the vice chancellors sitting here, for all the universities, for all the colleges across Pakistan, across Punjab. I can see higher education representatives sitting here also, the school education, Higher education from Islamabad is here as well, and the counter-narcotics force that we have. Yes, we have prevention programs, we have enforcement programs, where the private sector universities like BNU have come forward is that entire ecosystem inclusion into this entire conversation. And that's what our departments need when we are dealing with such an issue, because the training, the capacity of the government departments is unfortunately not as such what the Chief Minister wants to inculcate also. So we can benefit from the private sector universities. Our universities can have similar programs and replicate the entire journey of BNU. So I would like to invite you formally for our university, and you're already working with lots of vice chancellors around this, and I think that will really add value to this program also, to the entire challenge that we are facing as well. And as BNU has become drug-free, I hope that in coming months we can proudly say that the university campuses and the schools across Punjab have become drug-free, and that's the vision of the Chief Minister also. Media, Mohit was talking about, yes, a critical stakeholder, because this is a very, very, as I said, sensitive social issue that we deal completely with, completely different and, very, very insensitive lens. So media can play a very, very important role, because information flow and awareness raising is key in identifying such a problem also, and then the solution as well. So you can become part of the solution with the identification of the problem also. And as Mohit again rightly said, that the universities can't withstand the pressure of such a news, and then the entire ecosystem shifts from controlling, from monitoring, and from enforcement, and there's very less attention that has gone into the psychological well-being and the health of society lens. तो जितने यहाँ मीडिया के रिपोर्टर्स यहाँ मौजूद हैं, the representatives from media also, from the civil society as well, I think we all should work together. We should work as a complete ecosystem, because this has a complete supply chain, and each one of you can play a very, very important role, starting from the families, the parents, the universities, the society, and then as a nation also, we need to be more sensitive to the issue. And I am of a firm believer that when we all will come together, all the representatives of the societies, all the stakeholders, we will reap benefits from this risk to resilience manual. To the students also, I think the courage is not, and the risk is not in testing this substance use, but also with confidence saying no to it. And something that can really, really affect your potential in a positive and in a negative way. So once again, I think congratulations to Mohit, to all the stakeholders, to all the team members of the Beaconhouse National Universities, and also the other universities who are sitting here today with BNU faculty as well, because as Mohit was saying, the teachers, my son, he's 14 years old, and he performs best in the subjects that he likes the teachers of. Like, he's done A stars in the subjects that he likes the teachers of, but he's done not good where he does not like the teacher. So teacher plays such an important role in shaping the mindset, the behavior of a student. And then of course it has other aspects like the substance use also. So your attention, your interest, and how you deal with the subject really translates into the well-being of the society at large. And thank you everyone. It was pleasure being at Beaconhouse National University. This was my first visit. I will come here again because there are lots and lots of other interventions that the Chief Minister is doing in terms of the scholarship program, which of course again Sikandar will let you know, the laptop scheme. But the new initiative of the Chief Minister is the film city and the cinema development across the province Punjab. So that's one area where PNU again can play a very important role, because I've heard that you have one of the best department around film and entertainment and media studies. So I will come here again. I've promised Moeed for that, and we will, inshallah, because we are hiring for our film city also. The Chief Minister is actually investing into the capacities of media, film and entertainment also. So that's one area that we will work together again for that completely different ecosystem, but it's all about creating opportunities, and that's how that you will really can work on challenge like substance use also, because once a student has opportunities, then there's very less chance that they will indulge into something which will not sort of have a full impact on their potential. So it's a generation wasted, it is an individual wasted, it is a family that gets affected also. So thank you for providing me with the opportunity to be part of this journey, and I also request all the government departments to work with the universities and work with universities like Beaconhouse National University to have multiplier impact and make Punjab, Pakistan a safer, healthier and a secure Punjab province and a country for each one of the future generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your insightful remarks and being the highlight of this session. We shall now proceed to our open mic session. The NU's and Honorable Vice Chancellors are invited to share your expert insights. Our student ushers are in the aisles to be facilitating you. Please understand that the guiding principle for this segment is that interagency synergy is not optional. It is the very foundation of drug prevention, student well-being, and transformative change. But do note that we have allotted precisely 30 minutes for this session, so each speaker is requested to confine their remarks to a maximum of 1 minute, as brevity, clarity, and impact will serve our collective mission best. I now invite the first speaker to kindly proceed. The floor is open. The first speaker, please.
All right, thank you. I would like to compliment Moeed Yusuf for putting in together extremely valuable information and working manual. From experience, I have two things to mention. Two vices on the campuses, which are drug abuse and sexual harassment. They get unreported. It's very difficult for the victim to say that's happening. So while you are right in saying that don't treat them as culprit but as victim, it's very important to make sure that the victim has a window to speak out. Or is there a whistleblower mechanism that information gets addressed or information is received? The other important issue on campus is that most of the public sector campuses, I know, I don't want to say anything about private sector, they actually lack structured counseling mechanism. You will find student affairs department in some universities, you will find a tutorial system. In other universities, you have financial aid office. In some universities, you will have a mix of university development office. So we at PHEC have proposed this year, it is in the ADP, ODP proposal, that there should be a structured capacity building program to create counseling mechanism on the campuses. And two targets are actually sexual harassment and drug abuse. I would also like to add a word of compliment that PHEC has established 10 clusters And one of those clusters is policy cluster, and Mir Yusuf actually heads that cluster. So this is, in a way, also a campus drug-free or drug abuse addressing policy. But add to that, if you could, sexual harassment policy. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we move to the next speaker, please? Anybody else from the floor who would like to speak? Sir.
Right. First of all, I must pay my compliments to the team, Dr. Moeed and all the faculty members. It reminded me almost 2 years back when I got a call to walk up to BNU and meet Dr. Moeed Yusuf. I must say this was the courage from the VC of one of the leading university in Punjab to ask for the help from our lead key agency which lead for it. So I think this was the first thing I must have. And we sat together. I remember the kind of a concern Dr. Sab has for his students, for the young Lord, for the future leadership. I have no words. The kind of a sensitivity he showed, and we made a manual, and I dedicated my team, our expertise, and my intelligence team, and we sat with the faculty for the student affairs, with the VC, and we formed a module, almost a 1 week manual. And we sat in the university in a week time, and we actually indicated few things which can, in the lead role, in the time to come, which can help the management of the university to pick up those people which can, harm. And I still remember I had a round with Dr. Saab in the cafeteria area, and we could feel the smell of the, hashish or something like that. So this was the beginning. We started off. My team, my sniffing dogs, my expertise, my all kind of help was rendered to the university. And I was all in touch with Dr. Saab while making this manual and read out all that. ANF stand with you. The minister is sitting, sir, I show you as a lead agency, I've been head of ANF Punjab. I visited almost all the 87 universities in Punjab. I've been moving around all regions, and we dedicated whatever we have, our expertise, latest trends, with the parents, with the faculty, with the students. So, sir, I think now, as the senior minister mentioned, the counter-narcotics force is here. I must admire all the sisters agencies, all the intelligence agencies which worked with us to catch this all big paddler and to educate all the universities, students, head of the student affairs, and the committees which were formed on the instruction of the higher education. I think this was the actually need which we are, apart from our enforcement, prosecution, and all these other operations. I think this is a very important operation, sir. At the end, sir, since the senior minister is not here, sir, I would, Rana Sikandar is here. Sir, we also discussed, we need a dedicated hospital, sir, as the rehabilitation facilities in Punjab, sir. We have pockets and pennies, our departments are doing it, but I think it needs to be led by the government of Punjab, sir. And I think you will take this matter to the government and to the parliament, sir. And as I mentioned, sir, we as the ANF Punjab, sir, stand with you in all kind of challenges, and all VCs of the university are free to call on our number, my number, and ask for the all kind of help, the expertise. We are all open. Thank you very much.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Colonel Sarfraz, Deputy DG Punjab Counter Narcotics Force. Sir, I thank you very much for the landmark initiative in this very important aspect. To your team, to your faculty, truly, it is a wonderful job. Sir, as far as Punjab government is concerned, they have taken an initiative a couple of years ago. And Punjab Counter Narcotics Force, being the first provincial force, is now on ground. On all the 9 divisions, we have the footprint, and currently in this particular financial year, we'll be reaching out to all the districts. So by end of this financial year, we'll be in complete Punjab in all the districts. Sir, the vision of the force as per the directions of the Punjab government, or the vision of the force is narcotics-free Punjab, healthy and safe Punjab. Sir, our mission statement include that combat and eradicate narcotics trafficking, production, cultivation and drug abuse in Punjab with special focus on educational institute. So educational institutes are top of the chart with us. So far we have tried our level best to reach out to all the universities, and about 100 plus different schools, colleges and universities we have reached out to. The journey is continued and we will reach out to this particular place as well. And we are open to any suggestion, and just a call away and we will be here. So I thank you very much once again. And Punjab Counter Narcotics Force, being one of its kind in entire Pakistan, it's a provincial force and it's here to serve you all. Thank you so much, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Moeed, this is, by the way, Umar Chaudhry, and heading Government College University. Dr. Sahab, it was a privilege to be here. I had this opportunity to work with you on different occasions, and I know your leadership abilities, whether it is bringing together of or having this manual. Sir, I believe that this is one of those areas which is never talked about or less talked about, especially in education institutions. As myself, I've been working in one of the institutions. The thing which you have started, I assure you that on behalf of every Vice Chancellor of Education Institutions in Punjab, that we are ready to work with you on this, and I hope that we can bring change in it. The history is full of so many examples where the substance use have destroyed so many futures, whether it is sports, performing arts or whatsoever. So this is the time that we should work together, and mashallah you have started this program and started this manual, and we will work together, and inshallah we will make our institutions a better place. Once again, thank you very much for this initiative. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Haroon Ehsan, and I am what in my days of specialization used to be called chest specialist. Now they're known as pulmonologist with the new people coming in. No one can be more happy than myself or be proud, because I've known Moeed the day he was born. We were very close. And we taught each other. First I taught him golf, then he taught me golf. He's an excellent golf player. It is so, I'm filled with joy this day. And ever since Moeed came back from the USA, he wanted to do something for Pakistan. And it's not only him. His Nana, Chaudhry Gulzar, was a member of WAPDA. I could take an hour to describe him, the most honest man that I had ever seen in Pakistan in my life, not taking away credit from others. And his Dadi, the first anatomist in Pakistan, and the principal of Fatma Jinnah. Anyhow, and his father, his mother, icons in the field of medicine. But what today, I'll just be short now, what this has done, I've browsed very quickly through the first 24 pages of your book, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It touches everything. It has the right approach. And as a doctor, I don't treat lungs anymore. I treat mind, body, and soul. and that is what is required. And that is what it is in the book. So congratulations, but the last thing I would like to say, this is a very small picture. The canvas is much bigger. So I would request the government people, senior people who are sitting here, that please join hands with the private sector. Not only BNU, but we've got a lot of very talented and determined people. It is not the sole responsibility of the government to do everything. So please, I myself was vice chairman Fatma Memorial System, which has about 25 or 26 different departments. Anyhow, my only request is then to the very senior people here is to involve a lot of other very good people in Pakistan, because this is a very big canvas. Thank you very much.
Yep. So this is Akif Anwar. I'm the Vice Chancellor of University of Education. I wanted to congratulate Dr. Mueed Yusuf for being the first wave. We learned from you because we've got 9 campuses in 7 cities and a lot of students who come from unassuming backgrounds, and this is an experience we could use. There are few sentences that have been said for the very first time that I've observed at such a fora, and I did not want to let this opportunity pass by because I wanted to re-emphasize on them. We talked about safe space, creating a safe space to talk about challenges which traditionally fall under tabooistic boundaries. This is absolutely essential. The second thing we talked about today, the Honorable Senior Minister also mentioned it. It was fascinating to listen to that mass hysteria, it creates the potential for copycat tragedies, and it's extremely dangerous, and it is extremely counterproductive. Students are reaching out. Our latest generation is reaching out through their artwork. Look at their artwork. Look at the projects that they are doing. There is definitely a generational communication gap. Moral policing is not the way to go. It is counterproductive. We are looking towards linking up in this idea. We are focusing on this generational communication gap excessively at University of Education, and we'll be really happy to connect. And a very, very big congratulations to BNU and Dr. Mueed Yusuf. Thank you.
मुझे इजाज़त है आगे आने की
जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम I am representing Vice Chancellor जी on behalf of Vice Chancellor University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, I pay very special congratulations to Dr. Mueed because I am part of this committee in our university for about 1 decade, and also as the PHEC chairman mentioned that another very sensitive committee, that is sexual harassment. So these 2 committees are very important. We do have guidelines by HEC and other policy documents from provincial and even the federal government, but of course this is a very specific document which has been developed by the BNU, because this is in context of our universities, and also it is built or developed by considering the local situation. So I congratulate you a lot, and we will definitely follow the guidelines. And another thing that you mentioned, that resources are required. But you said that very little resources are required. I will add to it that no, we need continuous resources, both the financial resources and the human resource, because usually we give these type of assignments to our colleagues, to our faculty member. So we do need the human resource, and we do need the continuous financial resources, because there are a lot of activities going on all over the year. We have to create awareness, we have to do monitoring, even we have to do testing. Sometimes we have to do blood test. So all that need financial resources. So I will request that all the VCs, they should allocate some good budget for this purpose. So thank you and congratulations once again.
جی بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم نمدہ نصلی علی رسول الکریم اما بعد فاعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. آج کل آڈینس اور خاص طور پہ آپ جیسی آگسٹ آڈینس اتنی پڑھی لکھی ہے کہ آپ کسی سے کیا بات کریں, اور وہ بھی میرے جیسا شخص جو ایک تعلیمی ادارے کا سربراہ ہے. میں آج جب اس کیمپس میں آ رہا تھا تو جب میں کیمپس میں انٹر ہوا تو میں نے سوچا کہ اتنا کلین, گرین اور سرین کیمپس ہے, تو موعد یوسف صاحب کو تو میں صرف یہی کہوں گا کہ آپ باقی یونیورسٹیز میں اس پیغام کو لے کے جائیں. تو جب میں جیسے ہی آیا اور موعد یوسف صاحب کی 2 کتابیں ملیں جو آپ کے ادارے نے پبلش کی ہیں, تو آئی تھنک کہ سر یو ہیو ڈن اے فینومینل جاب اینڈ اٹ ول ہیلپ اکراس پاکستان. دوسری بات میں نے ان سے آ کے یہ کہی کہ میں نے آپ جیسا پرسویسو اور ہارڈ ٹاسک ماسٹر نہیں دیکھا. میری ان کی ریلیشن شپ کو 2 سال ہوئے ہیں, تو میں نے کہا سر آپ کا عملہ آپ کے ساتھ کیسے کام کرتا ہے؟ تو انہوں نے کہا کہ ابھی ایک ٹیچر حج پہ گئی ہوئی تھیں, تو میں نے کہا اے دعا نہ کریں کہ میرا تبادلہ ہو جائے. سو ہیونگ سیڈ سو دس از جسٹ اباؤٹ, آئی نو جی ایجوکیشن از اے ویری سیریس بزنس اور اس کا سارے سیمینار ہی بڑے سیریس ہوتے ہیں, بٹ آئی تھنک اچھی بات لطیف پیرائے میں بھی کی جا سکتی ہے. سو میں اسی کی تھوڑی سی کوشش کروں گا. تو سر یہ کام آپ ہی کروا سکتے تھے اور تو کسی سے ہونے والا نہیں تھا, تو ہم آپ کو جتنا اپریشیٹ اور ایڈمائر کرتے ہیں اس کام پہ آپ کو مبارکباد بھی دیتے ہیں. آئی تھنک جی ہم سب کو ان کو مبارک دینی چاہیے. اس سے میں آگے چلوں جی تو میں بیکن ہاؤس سسٹم کو ایک ایکسٹراڈنری مبارک دینا چاہتا ہوں. آج آپ نے اس یونیورسٹی میں اتنا شاندار کام کیا ہے. میں پریوے ہوں جی, انہوں نے ایک اولمپک موومنٹ سے ایگریمنٹ کیا وچ از اباؤٹ ویل بینگ آف دا اسٹوڈنٹ. سو جب ہم پڑھتے تھے تو صرف تعلیم کی بات ہوتی تھی, پھر اس کے بعد سپورٹس آ گئیں. آج کل سب سے زیادہ کام ویل بینگ پہ ہو رہا ہے, اور آپ کا یہ انیشیٹو اسی طرف پوائنٹ آؤٹ کرتا ہے. میری وابستگی بیکن ہاؤس یونیورسٹی سے ایز مینیجنگ ڈائریکٹر پنجاب دانش اسکولز اینڈ سینٹرز آف ایکسلنس اتھارٹی ایک سمپل ملاقات سے ہوئی جو منسٹر ایجوکیشن نے میری موعد یوسف صاحب سے کرائی. سمپل ٹرمز میں یہ ہے کہ میں نے اپنے ادارے کا آبجیکٹیو اور مشن ان کے سامنے رکھا, ان کے پاس آ کے پریزنٹیشن دی, یہ ہمارے پاس تشریف لائے. اینڈ میں انہوں نے کہا کہ آپ جن لوگوں کو پڑھا رہے ہیں اور انیبل کر رہے ہیں, پہلے انہوں نے ہم سے 21 سیٹس کا وعدہ کیا, اور ڈاکٹر امجد ثاقب صاحب تشریف رکھتے ہیں, یہ دانش اسکول کی اسٹیبلشمنٹ میں رہے. ہوم سیکرٹری صاحب قاضی صاحب تشریف رکھتے ہیں, انہوں نے رحیم یار خان کا دانش اسکول بنایا. انہوں نے کہا اگر آپ کے بچے اتنے ڈیزرونگ ہیں تو ہمارا امتحان بڑا سخت ہے ایم ڈی صاحب, جتنے بچے پاس کریں گے میں ان کو داخلہ دے دوں گا, لیکن ہمارا امتحان بچے پاس کرتے نہیں ہیں. میں نے کہا سر بڑا اچھا ہے, میری بھی ٹی پی وی ہو جائے گی, مجھے بھی پتا ہے میرے اساتذہ کتنے لیول کے پڑھا رہے ہیں. تو سر میرے 114 بچوں نے امتحان دیا. رات کے 1:30 بجے مجھے ڈاکٹر موعد یوسف صاحب کا فون آیا کہ یار آپ نے تو دنیا بدل دی ہے, آپ کے 104 بچے ایز ٹاپ اسٹوڈنٹ پاس ہوئے. اب یہ بچے جی راجن پور, حاصل پور, بھکر اور لیا کے بچے ہیں. اب انہوں نے ایک بہت بڑی ٹرانزیشن سے گزرنا تھا. سوری سر میں نے تھوڑا ٹائم زیادہ لیا. یہاں پہ جس طرح اس یونیورسٹی نے ان کی ویل بینگ کا خیال رکھا, اور پچھلے 1.5 سال میں موعد یوسف صاحب نے جتنے, کیونکہ ہمیں بڑی یہ فیئر تھی کہ وہ جس ماحول سے آ رہے ہیں یہاں کیسے ایڈجسٹ کریں گے, میں نے ان بچوں کو واپس سکولز میں بھیجا اپنے اساتذہ کے پاس. انہوں نے کہا سر دے ہیو ٹرانسفارمڈ اینڈ دے ہیو ٹرانسفارمڈ فار دا بیسٹ. تو میں اس کی مبارکباد بھی بیکن ہاؤس یونیورسٹی کو دیتا ہوں جی. میرے لیے وقت بڑا سخت ہے جی. एक मोहित यूसुफ साहब जैसे दोस्त और मोहतरम हैं और दूसरे मेरे रिलेंटलेस मिनिस्टर हैं, ये भी हमें किसी जगह आराम नहीं करने देते और मोहब्बत से बड़ा प्रेशर डाल देते हैं। तो उसमें मैं एक अर्ज करूं जी कि जहां हमने गुड टू ग्रेट का सफर तय किया, मोहित यूसुफ साहब, मैंने आपसे जो इंस्पिरेशन ली, मैंने अपना बच्चों से इंटरेक्शन बढ़ाया और अब मैं जब भी बच्चों से बात करता हूं तो मैं उनसे सीखता हूं। अभी मैं 3 दानिश स्कूल्स के विजिट से आया हूं। जब ये मैसेज लेके जाएंगे तो उनको अंडरस्टैंड करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। इट इज द मैटर हाउ वी टेक इट टू देम। और उसमें मैं आपको ये भी बताऊं जी, एक तलीमी इदारा है, मैं तो एक सरकारी मुलाजिम हूं, एजुकेशन में फिलहाल पोस्टेड हूं। हमने ये भी देखा जी कि मैंने अपने इदारे में मिनिस्टर साहब के कहने पे एक चेंज लेके आया, क्योंकि ये बहुत डायनेमिक है। मैं अपने इदारे को डिमांड ड्रिवन बना रहा हूं जी। पहले हम पॉलिसीज और सिस्टम बनाते थे और बच्चों पे इम्प्लीमेंट करते थे। मेरी 8 माह की मेहनत के बाद मैं इस नतीजे पे पहुंचा कि जो मैंने बच्चों से पूछा कि आप हमसे क्या चाहते हैं, तो 33 ऐसी प्रपोजल्स आई हैं जो शायद मेरे इदारे को और हुकूमत की इस एफर्ट को और आगे लेके जाएंगे। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग विद मी जी, एंड थैंक यू सो मच सर।
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Maliha Khwaja, representing our group Lahore Ko Jeene Do, a drug abuse awareness campaign. Our motto is reach out to the youth before drugs do. We have been waiting to see the awareness in educational institutions. I would wholeheartedly like to congratulate Dr. Moeed Yusuf, his team for this landmark initiative. I'm sure such initiatives will bring about a huge impact all over Lahore educational institution. I still remember the meeting Dr. Sikandar had, Brigadier Sikandar had, to bring all the educational institutions, the first meeting he had. And this had made a huge impact. Well done, BNU. Proud of you.
Thank you. With that remark, we'll please continue.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Sumaira Sarfraz, representing FAST, National University of Computer and Emerging Sciences. First of all, I would like to congratulate BNU and the Honorable Rector, Dr. Moeed Yusuf, for organizing this event. It's indeed a need of the hour, and having been able to organize this event is basically showing your commitment towards these social issues. I think the BNU should feel proud of this vision-driven leader who is so eager to address and transform ideas into actions. I have the privilege of knowing Dr. Moeed over a period of 2 years when he started this forum of Lahore leading universities. And it's my pride to be a part of this forum. And the very core purpose and aim behind this forum is to address common issues that we in academia feel and face, and how together we can bring about change in the society. So, I mean, uniting the minds, thinking minds together and address these issues is basically an achievement of Dr. Moeed. I just want to say a couple of things here that you see, this drugs and this is a curse right now, and to rid the academia or our society of this curse is a shared responsibility of all of us, not only the administration and students, but I feel that it's the responsibility of law enforcement, ministries, policy makers, that together they need to sit down and devise the course of action where there should be a common mission from all of us, and that is saying no to drugs for a safer, healthier environment. We owe this to our youth, and reaching out to them, helping them. This can be done through series of seminars for awareness, and for that I think all the stakeholders need to join hands together. And I'm sure that this particular event and the manual that Dr. Moeed has presented, will go a long way to help all other universities in, addressing this common goal. Thank you so much, Dr. Mueed, and thank you all of you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sumaira. With that, we'll conclude our open. I would now invite our guest of honor, Provincial Minister of School and Higher Education for the Government of Punjab, a Pakistani politician currently serving once again as the Provincial Minister of School and Higher Education for the Punjab in the Cabinet of Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif. A member of the Provincial Assembly of Punjab since 2024, his leadership has brought historic reforms, permanent vice-chancellors in 29 universities, elimination of 2 million ghost enrollments, e-marking across boards, and more. Please welcome the Provincial Minister for School and Higher Education Punjab, the Honorable Rana Sikandar Hayat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Excellency, Honorable Moeed Yusuf, Honorable Chairman PHEC, Honorable Secretary Home, Honorable Secretary Higher Education, Deputy Commander CNF, Sikandar Bhai from ANF, phenomenal Vice Chancellors. I mean, अब मैं किसके नाम लूँ? Dr. Amjad Saqib साहब से शुरू करूँ या राय ताहिर साहब तक जाऊँ? Dr. Nizam का नाम लूँ, Qasim Kasuri साहब, Wareed Bhai, all of you. Well, I just don't want to bore anybody, but I'm just here to celebrate today that you see that one of the biggest things that I have been able to do as minister is bridge the gap between private institutions and public institutions, because the kids going to BNU and the kids going to Umar Bhai's Government College University are equally my responsibility. And today you see that partnership is building as hundreds of principals from different colleges who are here, as vice chancellors from public and private universities who are here. So now the Punjab government doesn't only give scholarships in Sarkari institutes, but also great institutes like Beaconhouse National University, LUMS, FAST, NUST, and there is a great deal of contribution from the Beaconhouse group also, because it is a 50-50 scholarship, the Honaha scholarship, and about 110,000 students from Punjab are doing their bachelors for free in top private and public universities. The other part is the ecosystem. So how Amar Bhai was just mentioning, that Danish school ke bache ne BNU aane, and वैसे तो we talk about civil rights and we are very, but we see all the amazing women who are sitting here. जब कमल आपा लांतो चली जाएं और वहाँ पे गांव से 4 यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स आए तो फिर यही कहेंगे कि नहीं इसका माहौल खराब हो गया. So the acceptability, the inclusivity of accepting students from Mianwali, I mean, it is honestly a big social stigma. I meet those students and they say, nahi sir, हमने बस हमारे admissions पूरे हो गए हैं, अब भक्कर का बच्चा हमारे students के साथ बैठेगा. So thank you Moeed Bhai for actually being a source of inspiration, and 112 students from Dani schools are studying here, and then also for talking about empathy. Thank you very much. So I'll just, I can go at length about the reforms that we are doing, about the meetings Chairman PHEC has held, over 200 in the last, I think over a year, on how we are making sure that we address the excess and the quality, on why we only, not working on education, but on environment, also technology, the laptops, then again, merit-based, phenomenal vice chancellors like Akif who is sitting here. But our policies and our work, honestly, should be to facilitate you, like Sir just said, involving the private sector. General Saab, I've also been a fan, General Khalid Maghul Saab bhi aaye hue. So हमने सर पिछले 2 साल में यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में पब्लिक प्राइवेट का ये फ़र्क ख़त्म किया. अब जीसी के बच्चे लम्स में सेमेस्टर एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं, वो बीएनयू में सेमेस्टर एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट वी नीडेड. साथ ही साथ हमारे स्कूल्स में पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप में पंजाब एजुकेशन फाउंडेशन हैड 2.2 मिलियन स्टूडेंट्स, 22 लाख बच्चे उन्होंने एनरोल किए 22 साल में. 2002 से 2024 and 2024 से 2026 we've doubled that enrollment to 4.2 million. Now that is phenomenal, and that is by working with the private sector. So we are here to give you good policies, to appreciate amazing vice chancellors, to facilitate the universities, like Mohit Bhai was saying, to tell them let's do this and not tell them how to do this. Because I think they're doing it better than us. So there's no point. The only point that I want to stress on is let's keep building this, because honestly the exposure that a student gets in BNU, and thank you for being a great help, because अब पंजाब में ऑफिसर जो हैं वो किसी ज़िले का CEO हो, वो किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट का डेप्टी डायरेक्टर कॉलेजेस हो, हमारे डायरेक्टर साहब बैठे हैं, तो राय दाय साहब जब मैं आया ऑफिस में तो लोग आ रहे सर मुझे CEO लगा दें, मुझे डायरेक्टर लगा दो, मैंने बुलाया, मैंने कहा ये कैसे लगाते हो? उन्होंने कहा सर आपके हुक्म से लग जाने। मैंने कहा वो तो लग जाने बट कोई तरीका, कोई आपके लाहौर के CEO एजुकेशन का बजट है 15 अरब रुपए, और जब उसे बुलाया तो उसने कहा मुझे तो नहीं बैलेंस शीट पढ़नी आती। आई वॉज astonished and ashamed। अब जितने भी ऑफिसर्स, गुड 700 ऑफ देम जो पोस्ट होते हैं, वो डॉक्टर मोहित यूसुफ साहब का मुश्किल टेस्ट गुजार के, इंटरव्यू गुजार के फिर मेरिट पे पोस्ट होते हैं। एंड ऑल ऑफ आवर प्रिंसिपल्स हु आर सिटिंग हियर, देयर इज phenomenal stories in the public sector also. Today every school in Attak, that's 900 in number, has a rainwater harvesting system. Well, I didn't do it, but I did put in a good officer who's doing it, and these 700 people are doing phenomenal work in education. Akif was just speaking here, and University of Education has a waiting list. University of Okada has gone from 7,000 students to 18,500 students in a year. The financial stability, so Punjab University के बाहर आप गुजरते हैं, फ्लावर शॉप्स देखते हैं, 2 करोड़ में ऑक्शन होती थी। As a merit-based vice chancellor now, इस साल 24 करोड़ में हुई। You talk about the financial stability, because all of these universities were going down. 24 out of 32 universities did not have a vice chancellor, and thank you to Dr. Nizam, Secretary Higher Education. 32 के 32 universities में आप लोग vice chancellors लगे हैं, but कामरान भाई on oath कहें ना, ख्वाजा फरीद यूनिवर्सिटी के vice chancellor बैठे हैं, आकिफ बैठा, I met them after they were appointed, and these are reforms that pay back, because like Beaconhouse Group, now that Mohit Yusuf is here, it is his job. I should not be telling him, my job is to put in a good vice chancellor and to increase the funding that we have done from 2 billion to 24 billion this year. So 1000% increase in 2 years. We've never witnessed in history. I'm very grateful for this, Mohit bhai, because ye masle hum sab ki families mein bhi hum face kar rahe hain, and it is evolving. So once you, when we were young, they'd say, okay, fine, that guy is a bad guy because he drinks. Now that guy is a bad guy because there is cocaine, there is ice, there is God knows so many drugs. And then recently I found out that the Gen Z, there's also one of my cousins was just like literally floating. I asked him, what's wrong with you? He said, मैंने 8 Xanax खा ली हैं. I was like, what the hell, are you crazy? So thank you, the empathy part, because you have to listen to them on why are you doing this to yourself? What is the problem? Rather than hitting him with the fist or locking him down in a room, and then later on, 1 month later, he'll be doing the same. So engagement is key. Thank you very much. We as the provincial government are here to support. We are here to make sure that there's no hurdles. We are here to make sure that private sector is equally owned like the public sector. We are here to bridge that gap. We are here to support all of you and to give you policies that matter, to give students education that gives employability. And I would again like to thank the Beaconhouse National Group, because हमने ये जो hundreds of scholarships BNU और होनहार Chief Minister की scheme और PIF दे रहे हैं, इसमें इनकी भी contribution है. So think about the billions of rupees they're spending on student well-being, on student scholarships, and in the last, I can only stress that I've been minister for 2 years, but I've been working in education in the last 10, 15 years. And honestly, we all know there is no bigger investment than education. And with the current scenario that we have, education is the only way forward. Thank you very much.
Now, I would request Dr. Moeed Yusuf to please present the books to the Honorable Minister.
There is a plaque in my office, which my colleagues will bail me out on, which says that if you walk into my office and praise me for anything, that will be the last day of your job, actually. So, aaj jo kuch hua, I haven't paid anybody, but I'm truly, truly humbled, so thank you very much. And aaj ek kala bakra sacrifice hoga.
And I'd like to warn Dr. Moeed Yusuf for the famous saying in Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, that be aware of the flatterers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Now, we'd like to proceed to the unveiling and tour of the community service projects by the 9 universities across Lahore, including BNU. This is a reflection of the growing role of higher education institutes in fostering civic engagement and social responsibility. Our ushers would guide you towards the community service project display, and after that, we would have you join us here for networking and IT. Thank you, everyone, and our ushers will guide you there.